Hello, folks.
Hello. Welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm KT Carlisle.
And this is We Have Issues, a weekly podcast about people who have issues. If you're out there and you're a creative sort of person or just someone who likes to watch other people suffer through their weird life nonsense, you're in the right place. Usually I'm joined by my best friend and co-host, Stephen Todd / Stevie Wildcard. But this week he is absent because it is his wonderful wife's birthday today. So happy birthday, Tina.
Happy birthday, Tina.
Happy birthday, Tina. I love you so much. You're incredible and wonderful. And I hope you watch this because we need the views. We need the views, Tina. Happy birthday to me.
But also happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Tina. We love you. But every week we usually start the show talking about what we wanted to work on this week and what we did and all that. And I don't have to say whether or not I failed this week, even though I did pretty well. I did pretty well this week, guys. Steven's not here. I did a pretty good job. I did I got some coloring done. It looked good. It actually looks nice. Great. I'm excited about it. Did you get any creative writing stuff done this week?
I did. Yeah, I finished my 4th chapter of my current work in progress, and I think it turned out okay. So
for those of you joining us for the first time, normally we talk about our comic book, which is a supernatural superhero culty comedy comic called Deathless. But today I'm joined by KT Carlisle, who's an incredible, prolific author of many leather-bound books.
Leather-bound?
Okay, well, I mean, come on, you can dream, right?
Yeah.
You don't want them to be leather-bound?
One day. I'll kill all the cows to make these books.
Just write it on the cows.
All of them.
Just stamp your words onto
have
cows.
A farm.
Here's a cheeseburger with my book written on
it.
Book. So yeah, you write some incredible thrillers. And I mean, you're stretching out and expanding into various genres now, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, still like thriller, like murder mystery flavor, but this one's more like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Infused.
Yeah,
I've never done that before, but I'm having a good time with it. I mean, he's laughing at the appropriate junctures, so
yeah. I mean, I'm literate. I can read. I know I don't act like it all the time.
Well, to be fair, I'm reading it out loud
because
to you,
I can't really read. That's why I can't read, guys. That's why she reads all these books. No, it's really funny. You're doing a great job. I'm obviously biased, so I can't. No one's gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
So
it's not that great, guys.
It's pretty. Don't listen to her. So it's been a lot of fun though. We're in a relationship now. We've been doing this for a few months. It's been going pretty well, I think. Right.
Yeah, totally.
One of my favorite things about what we've been doing is that like you said, you're reading your book to me, and I've been sharing things with you. And recently we read the Stakeout vampire breakup script.
I love that. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. It's so much fun to be able to do that and just kind of bounce things off of each other and get a feel
amazing
for that sort of thing. I've never really had that in my life before, and it's really great.
Yeah,
it's been fulfilling. And it's one of those. It's a situation where I don't know. I've always kind of felt like the struggle with not resenting a partner for various reasons. For it's I mean, I've been in relationships with people who haven't read my novel that I wrote, and I'm like,
oh my God. Every time you say it, I'm like, how and why and what for?
You know what I mean? But and it's I know it's a novel is daunting for some people, right? But I know exactly. I know I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it's so it's overwhelmingly wonderful to have someone who will just.
But your book's so good.
Thank you. But it's so great to be able to just share ideas and work through things back and forth.
What I love the most, and what I was telling my sister yesterday, actually, it was how wonderful it is to date a creative person, because then you can just sit together quietly in the same room and work on your individual projects, and there's no weirdness
it's been
or
so
you said
nice.
The resentment of
nice.
I'm working on this thing and that I'm not with my significant other, and
I know a lot of people ask us whenever we open up for questions, a lot of people ask us how we manage time and that sort of thing, and it is hard in relationships.
It is.
And so we have said to each other at various times, I have to get something done. I've said that to you, and you're like, oh, well, I can come over and just write while you're doing whatever you're doing. And I'm like, heck yes.
Yeah.
And then we get to, just work together, and when we're done with it, then we get to spend time together and hang out and do a couple stuffs.
Yeah.
But it's been
overcooked.
Oh God, it's been so much fun. But anyway, I know, you're a creative person, and we've talked about a lot of things, but people have some questions for us and you about creativity and, being a couple and all sorts of things. So since we're here and you're, a guest here, we're going to answer some fun questions.
That sounds good.
All right, so let's get into the questions. By the way, we usually do, Steven does like this very specific questions from the Colony song. Do you remember it?
Oh, I remember it, but I can't do it.
You can't do it?
No. I don't know all the words.
You don't know? Oh my god.
I just remember like it's very like yeah, just what's that? We were just singing it outside. The America, fuck yeah, like it's very that. You mean because it
okay. So it's like, when people come around and they have to know something about your process, you gotta tell them what you're gonna do with your life, and then you answer the questions, because there's questions from the colony with Anthony and KT.
That was a good pivot. See, like, yeah,
we freaking
good.
Yeah. Questions from the colony.
Oh!
Okay. So every once in a while, we talk about how we're starting a colony here. We've been doing this for freaking 4 years. Like, we've been doing this forever. So I really thank you. I've been really wanting to kind of not like pivot the show like we're going to change a lot, but try to push some things and like work a little harder on editing certain things and making little clips.
Yeah, you guys don't work hard enough on this podcast that you've been doing for 4 years and never missed an episode.
Okay, thank you. I love you. I appreciate that. But like, no, but there are things that we can do. Most of the things that I'm talking about are little things that like I don't love doing, but I do know would help.
Yeah.
To cast a wider net, get people to watch
things.
And I know it's just, but that's part of it, because otherwise, I mean, I'm thankful for anyone who makes it this far in the episode, but the truth is most people only watch 3 minutes of this show at most. Like that's.
Well, they should stick around longer. All right.
So okay, but anyway, I was going to like pitch some things to Steven and be like, let's do this, but he's not here because he has stuff. Steven. So
I hope you're having a wonderful time with your wife.
Have the best time with your wife.
Have the best birthday time.
Just how dare you like not invite me because I want to be with you, having the best time, Steven. I'm stuck here. We should have let her. She could have done this podcast.
You all heard
herself.
It.
She could have done it.
Stuck.
So you've been talking about. So she's been talking about how she's taking over the podcast. So speaking of that, let's see.
Totally my podcast now.
Let's see what kind of questions people have. So Saffron Asteria is writing a sci-fi. Safi asks, question for both: what is the driving force behind your creativity? What's the driving force behind your creativity?
Oh, that's a great question.
Therapy's expensive.
Well, there is that. No, I mean, that's a good point though that you say that, because that is something like ever since I was very, very young, like that writing and reading in general have always been the thing that I turn to make sense of the things that are going on around me. 100%. But when I was very, very little, like those were the things that I was always the most drawn to, regardless of whether it was because things were chaotic and crazy in my house, which they often were, or if I was just like in a great mood and like wanting to do something fun. Those were the fun things I thought to do. So
yeah, same for me. Like it kind of creativity has always been like a channel toward like connection and like order in some way, where I'm just like, these things can make sense. It's a world I can build, and then while I'm building this world of what I am and who I am, I connect with other people and I relate and Will I Am, of course. So, and I connect with other people.
I'm sorry. I'll see myself
see
out.
Yourself. Yeah. How dare you? Okay, so but yeah, like it's like the catharsis, the just expression and therapy. But totally. KT, will you read books more than once? If yes, what is the most read book in your collection?
Oh, so I have read some books more than once. I would say the most read book is a book called Still Writing: The Perils and Pleasures of a Creative Life, and that's by Dani Shapiro. And it's all about like her journey as a writer and like how she creates structure and like a reward system for herself and things. I've read that book so many times. The pages are literally falling out of it. The other book that I read multiple times was The Tale of Despero by Kate Camillo. It's such a wonderful story.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I can see why you like relate to the writing book though. Like it's so funny when you find someone who like you can connect with like their methods and you're like, oh yeah, this definitely works for me.
When I read that book, I was like, where has this been all my life? I needed this.
You know, what's funny is like whenever you read, because I've read a lot of craft books too, you know, and like whenever you like there are some craft books I've read where I'm like, I don't relate to this at all. And it's so interesting to like
you go through. On Writing by Stephen King.
He does give some tips where you're like, why?
Whatever.
Oh, I was going your way with that, but like, no, I was gonna say like he gives some tips where you're like, okay, get out of here. You're being really pretentious and ridiculous.
Yes.
And like I don't like and like I think the best thing about that book is more of like the personal stories behind it and just like seeing how often he failed and like what it took and like a lot of that stuff, because like that's the stuff when you have like a kind of living legend like Stephen King where it's just like, oh yeah, we forget like he went through that whole muck that everyone else went there, you know. It's because it was so long ago and now he's just like, oh yeah, just give him whatever he wants. It's the Family Guy joke of like, oh, it's a lamp. Like that's like, he can do anything and that stinks that we can do, you know. Anyway, Seffi's last question was, Anthony, when you consider what your dream future looks like, what are you doing and where in the world are you? I don't care and I don't care. I want to. I look at this like this is the best. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not even kidding. Like this is incredible. You know, like I'm not like seriously though. Like as long as we're working through whatever this is, like I fucking love this. I don't care. Like I don't know. Like, yeah, we got this. Like I don't know. Like I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I'm only going to be happy if I'm over here doing this thing. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to keep writing. I want to make movies. I want to make books. You know, as long as I'm doing those.
Do it.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Totally, like as long as I'm able to do those things and like continue to like express myself and work through you know, the therapy I can't afford. And you know, like I love what we're doing. So I don't really care where I am. So
I love you.
I love you. Let me see. Levi, our good friend Levi asked a bunch of questions. How much does Anthony hate me?
I don't think Anthony hates you at all.
Okay. How much do you hate them?
What? How? I don't hate you. Where is this coming from?
What's your favorite type of sushi? We've answered this recently for Patreon.
Salmon and avocado sushi, because I am basic.
And you want to kill me because I'm allergic to avocado. And you're welcome, all of my enemies out there who want to murder me. Avocado, go ahead and murder me.
That is not true. I mean, it's true that you're allergic to avocado, but I don't want to like murder you.
What is better weather, Florida or Jersey?
No.
Good answer. Mm-hmm. Good answer there. If you could time travel, where are you going?
I have the same response every time someone answers or asks me this question, and it's super sad, but here it is. I want to go back to the last day that I was with my dad, and I want to stay there longer. I want to not go to that New Year's Eve party and hang out with him instead and eat pizza and watch The Office. That's it.
It's a beautiful, perfect answer. And I just can't believe that Levi asked that question followed by this question. Can Jedis pull the poop out of their butts?
Absolutely, 100%
they can. Yes. What else are you doing with your force powers? Get out of here. It's gonna be like the cleanest poop all the time, no matter what.
So you put those turds you are looking for. What was that?
I love you so much. That was fun. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Yeah, we have the same favorite color.
The same favorite, like everything.
How you doing? Is the last question.
How you doing?
Oh, not the last question, but how you doing?
How you doing?
First question.
Whoa. Oh, no, there's more. Okay.
Well, yeah.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Did you murder Stephen? Blink 3 times if you're in danger. Stevie Wildcard. So did you murder Stephen?
I plead the fifth.
Next question. Okay, Fowler.
Whoa, hold up. Okay, I got more questions from them.
From Levi? Yeah. Okay. Let's do it that way. You're right.
Yeah. You're a part of the Avengers now. What role are you taking? I mean, I'm going to be the Scarlet Witch. She's part of the Avengers, right? Is that a thing? Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
She was, and then they ruined her character and made her absolutely bonkers, and
All right.
none
Well,
of her.
listen, I'm still gonna be her.
I know, I know,
Yeah.
I know you. She's not. You're
I'm
not.
feeling very
Attacked.
yeah, very attacked right
Yeah.
now.
I'm going to be the Hulk, but I don't want to change it all. Like when I get angry, I just want to be like, I'm here to do.
So you want to be Bruce Banner?
Yeah, yeah. No. I'm still gonna act like I'm the Hulk, but I don't change. Is the thing. I'm still gonna be like,
She's gonna be like this walking around. No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not the
No,
Hulk at all. Are
I
you kidding
don't
me?
like
I would
that.
be okay. Like, what role would I be? Are you saying like, am I going to be like the billionaire playboy philanthropist? No, I'm poor. Am I going to
This is a
be?
fantasy world. You can be whatever
So
you
I can
want.
choose which one I
Yeah.
want.
Be Tony Stark, man.
I don't want to be Tony Stark. Like he'd be the last one I want to be, honestly, because
That's
like
so
he has no
true.
powers. He's just tech, tech
See,
Batman.
and that's why, yeah, that's why I hate Batman.
No, I like I would probably want to be Thor, honestly, because
That is a dope answer.
I think
Yeah,
I'd be
love
Thor.
that.
Like
Yep.
I'm not Thor, but like if I had the chance to be any of the Avengers, it's gonna be Thor. He can
Fuck yeah.
control his power completely.
Yeah.
He's super strong. He has all these abilities. He has this awesome like
from a different beautiful
planet.
planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
a gorgeous planet. Not to mention he has like a literal symbol of his value. You know, like he can be like, "Ha, I'm great." Like you know, like this feels
Can
good.
You do
Can
this?
you do this? Yeah,
No,
right.
you can't.
Like
you ain't worthy.
You're not worthy.
Nope.
Like yeah. Like I would love. I would. It would feel so good every day to wake up and be like, "Ooh, I can still do this.
Ooh,
look at me
with my hammer."
Yeah.
If you could have one superpower, what would you choose? Oh man, flight. I know that's basic, but like
I wouldn't choose flight.
I would love to do that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, but
well, you know me, I like to travel around, and it would just make it so much easier.
Teleportation. Like would
Oh,
be
that's
better for
even
you. Would
better.
be better for you.
Even better. Yeah.
Because okay, people say flight all the time, but what they
Yeah.
forget is birds, weather, the air in general.
Oh,
like
weather. That reminds me of our conversation. I want to be Storm.
that would be cool.
What,
you could be Marilyn Manson.
I take it back.
Marilyn Manson can control the weather. I know not everyone knows that. Go watch the interview with him where he says like he can make it rain with his thoughts. He says it. Can you imagine when he really meant it? He's like just setting himself up for a joke, and like the interviewer just like, didn't bite. Like I was just like, hard pass. I'm not gonna let this happen. Not in my house.
This is another question from Levi.
Okay.
What are your books about?
Okay, so I have played again. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have the What Happened to Mia Davis series. It's a trilogy of murder mysteries that you absolutely have to read in order. Reasonable, Forget Me Not, Unhinged, coming out this Thanksgiving.
I started with Unhinged, and I'm fine.
You did. I was surprised at that too, because I was afraid that it wasn't something that you'd be able to pick up and be like, oh no, I understand this.
I'm gonna tell you, I think it works as a standalone. Like it's fun. Yeah, cool. It does. Like it totally works.
That's exciting to me.
As a standalone. Like I think you should still read all of the books. Start with, like you might as well. Like why wouldn't you?
I think it's more fun that way.
Of course it would be more fun, but
more mysterious. But basically what the books are about are a woman dies under mysterious circumstances, and everyone more or less believes that she killed herself. Her best friend doesn't believe that, and she goes on to become a police officer, and as she becomes a detective and starts investigating various crimes throughout the state of North Carolina, she realizes that there are a series of suspicious suicides going on, and she believes they're being staged and that they are all somehow connected to her friend's death. So she spends really her entire career trying to prove this to be the case. And it's a hunt for, who did it. Yeah. There are a lot of different people with different motives, and we hear from all different characters. So not just the detective, but some of the persons of interest as well. And then my other book, I Know What I Saw, is a standalone. It's another like murder mystery with paranormal flavoring. Bigfoot, hell yeah. I'm sorry, I'm such a dork. But in that book, a girl witnesses what she believes to be a Sasquatch attack and sees one of her classmates get murdered. But she also thinks that she is semi-responsible for her being trapped in the woods that night because of something that she did to put her in that situation. So she carries that guilt around with her for several years. And then when she is a senior in high school, she gets a note in her locker basically saying, I know what you did. And then another girl gets killed. And she is worried that she's potentially being targeted for what she did, but she's also uncertain about whether or not the girl who just got murdered in very much the same fashion as the original girl is this like a series of Sasquatch attacks? Is this somebody imitating them now to get back at her? So her and her best friend attempt to solve this crime on their own because they don't think anyone is going to believe them.
Yeah.
So that's that. Those are my books.
When's that one come out?
That one comes out. Oh, thank you. Yes. That comes out on our birthday, the most important day of the year, January 15th, 2025.
Yeah, so we have the same birthday. But you can pre-order that now, right?
Yes, you can. Yep, and you can pre-order Unhinged as well.
Awesome. I'll make sure I post all the links below so you can go and pre-order those books and everything. What's the next question?
The next question is, what are you about? I'm all about Anthony. No, I mean, I am, but I'm also all
about that bass.
I'm all about that bass. No trouble. Yeah.
What else are you all about? You good? You good?
I'm all about food.
That's mostly. So true.
Yeah, it's very so true. It's
very food based.
Love food.
Very food based religion over here.
I'm Italian. Hey. Oh.
A lot of this going on. A lot of this.
I need some food in my belly. Why are you you?
Why are you you?
God put me on this planet as me, and now I have to deal with that. So thanks, I guess. Most importantly, have you and Anthony touched each other's butts yet? If you have to ask.
Can't afford it? What do you? I don't have a butt. Okay, let me see. Okay.
It's a great butt.
All right, stop. Hey. All right. Hey. Okay. So Fowler Jones, hey Fowler, asks, KT, how many work in progresses you got going?
I have 2 right now. One I am co-authoring with a very good friend of mine. And then the other is a new project that I'm working on that I talked about earlier. It's like a murder mystery comedy.
Yeah.
Very Schitt's Creek meets Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's one of those stories where like the protagonist is so unlikable.
Oh my god, she sucks.
But it's also she sucks, but it's fun. It's
she's
like
redeemable though.
Yeah, she's not like a complete she's a monster, but not like an unredeemable monster. Like she's fun to read for sure.
She's definitely fun to hate.
Yeah. So you have that one, and what else? Or you have those 2?
Oh yeah, the one that I'm co-authoring. That one's like a locked room mystery.
Okay.
/ horror.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, when is the next We Have Issues Kickstarter happening so I can give you my money? Soon. I'm hoping for next month. I want to give people more of a warning, more time to sign up and stuff. But yeah, we're trying. We're very close to finishing these books. Like the coloring is looking really good, and it doesn't take me very long to letter. So like once I get the flatted pages to Steven, I can just start lettering, and we'll be done very quickly. So hopefully, I'm going to say October, we should be good.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Not like October 1st, but like during the month of October. Yes.
All right.
Both. When is the next music video? What song will it be?
We were gonna do. Wait, what was
Are we doing The First Day of My Life?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that one. Yeah.
It's right now.
Let's guitar. And he just broke everything in his room.
I did.
Hold, please. Technical difficulties.
Okay. Favorite horror movie so far?
Like this year?
No, just like
ever.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh man, well, Hereditary scared the crap out of me. I only saw it once because I honestly haven't been able to bring myself to watch it again. Longlegs was really good though.
That
was a really fun.
That was. I'm glad I went in knowing
that one we watched the other night. What was that called?
What, Oddity?
Yeah, Oddity. That was That was
my
nuts.
favorite. I mean, there are no spoilers in saying this, but like the last frame of the movie was still like my favorite part of the movie.
That was
like
so
it was
great.
one of the, like
It was
there are no
perfect.
yeah, we won't spoil it, but it's one of those things where like you
You're
know it's
just like,
coming and it's so fulfilling and it's just like okay, cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good answer. Let me see. That's all my sleepy brain can muster. Okay, and then we have oh, let me see. The Krusty Boys asked, my wife and I have been together for 23 years. Where do you see yourself in 23 years and how would you get rid of a body?
Oh, well.
Where do we see ourselves in 23 years?
I mean, I'm definitely going to be with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And how would I get rid of a body? Okay.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to get rid of me?
I'm not getting rid of your body, but if I had to get rid of a body, first things first, I got to put it into like a drum.
Okay.
Like an oil drum. And then I got to fill that up with like
first things first, I'm gonna put this body like
in a drum. Yep.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Got it.
So first things first, I'm putting that body in a drum. I'm gonna fill it up with lye and bleach. So everything kind of like disintegrates.
Okay.
Then I'm going to find a swamp. Florida is very swampy.
Fair. That's fair. Easy. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
And I'm gonna dump out all the contents into said swamp and let the gators eat it, and nobody's ever gonna find it.
That's fair. I mean, are you gonna like flavor it? You're gonna have them in the drum for a while. The gators gonna want to eat that like bleachy, like
probably. Yeah? I would think so. I mean, that's like smells.
Okay. It's like pungent enough.
Yeah, it's pungent enough for the gators. I think they'll enjoy it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Charlie asked, hi Charlie. Yes, did I miss the taco recipe drop?
No, you did not. Okay, sir. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Gonna grab yourself a Merry Little Christmas. No, you're gonna grab yourself a bag of small shrimp with the deveined tails off. You're going to grab yourself a can of chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. And you're gonna take that can and you're going to blend it up so it becomes like a paste. And be careful with this stuff because it's really freaking hot. If you like hot stuff, you're probably gonna be like, oh, I'm ballsy and I'm gonna just lather it on there, and then you're gonna regret it, and so is your butthole. So
well, you want the flavor. You want the flavor. You don't want your butt that you don't the flavor.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want diarrhea. The flavor. All right, man. Like you want don't. Anyway,
you want just enough flavor to like to get rid of it here.
Yeah,
and
like I usually put about like if I use the whole bag of shrimp, which I do because like they're so addicting. You just like
ate so many. We have eaten so many tacos.
I just made them for him again last night, and I had 4 before I came over.
And I was so disappointed there were only 2. And
I'm sorry.
I was just like, how dare?
Well,
no, I'm kidding. They were delicious.
You know. Anyway, okay. So you take your chipotle adobo paste, and you're gonna put like a tablespoon of that in with your shrimp and mix it up. You're gonna take cumin and cayenne pepper and salt and mix that in with the shrimp also. And you're gonna just fry that up in some oil and wait until the shrimp are cooked through. Then, I mean, my friend always, you gotta use the corn tortillas because it's authentic. You know what? No, use the flour tortillas. It tastes better. And then you can make, I always make this like sour cream based sauce to go with it. I like it better than just the plain sour cream. You can use plain sour cream though. So you do equal parts sour cream and mayo, put a little bit of garlic powder in there, and like a whole lime juice, and sriracha sauce, and you mix that all up. And then it's just like that sauce. You got the shrimp in there, and you got red cabbage chopped up, and I put some lime on there and the cotija cheese. Yeah. We missed the cotija cheese the first time. Honestly, it doesn't need it.
Didn't need it. I don't think it needs it, but it is really good. Okay. I didn't realize, like, let's run through these because we have more questions.
Speed round.
Speed round. Ready?
Yep.
What's your hair care routine?
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. No. What's your favorite kaiju?
Huh? What?
You get Bruce Almighty powers. What's the first thing you do?
Oh, man. I don't even know. Like,
what's a perfect movie? Back to the Future is a perfect movie. Jaws is a perfect movie. The Thing is a perfect movie. The first Rocky is a perfect movie.
Donnie Darko is a perfect
movie. Donnie Darko is not a perfect movie.
You know what? How come your movies get to be perfect?
Listen.
You listen. Donnie Darko is a perfect movie.
Donnie Darko is a great movie. It's fantastic.
Garden State is also a perfect movie.
Garden State is a fun movie.
It's a great movie. What? I saw that.
I love you. I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's like just for a second. How would you define a perfect movie?
Something that just like sticks with you, makes you feel something.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like that's fair. That's
The
fair.
Breakfast Club is a freaking perfect movie.
Why do we tell stories?
Because they're fun and they make us feel things.
Yeah, I like telling stories for myriad reasons. Like there are some stories where like we said to the Patreon, like there are some stories where it's like this is my therapy, or like no, that was Safi, right?
Yeah,
whereas like that was like there are some stories where like this is my therapy, but there are some stories where I'm like this is something that I want to see, and this is something I want to enjoy. Like I've never seen this, and I want to, because like there's some like it's like we listen to music and like sometimes we like really feel deeply, like we empathize with the lyrics and stuff, and like as someone who plays music, sometimes I'm like I don't have that, and then I write a song, you know what I mean, and I'm like that's what I'm like,
have that. You make me feel things with your music.
Thank you. No, but that's what I mean. It's like there are sometimes that the song just doesn't exist and you have to make it. And like similarly, sometimes the story just doesn't 100%. Exist and it needs to freaking exist, and you need to write it because someone has to, and we're that person, So
you're welcome.
Who's your role model?
Oh,
Marilyn Manson.
This is kind of a dumb, semi-pretentious answer, but my role model is the person, like future me, like who I aspire to be, like and that. It always has been, like ever since I was a kid, I've like thought about who I would be and just tried to like emulate that.
Yeah.
Like the best version of myself.
Yeah. I like so many of those notebooks over there. So I have spent so many years writing notes to myself.
So cute. I love that you do that. I've done that so
many
times.
And I'm like dear future Anthony.
Yes.
And I just like write notes to myself and like things that like I hope I'm doing, things that I want to do, like tips on how to do the things, and like like and just like little words of encouragement, and also like admissions of fear or guilt or whatever it may be, and like that sort of thing. But yeah. Has Anthony used IMDb Pro yet? No, I haven't.
He hasn't.
When are you filming a movie together? Okay, I think like Levi really wants us to make like a movie together, like the two of us, like in a movie together.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I never read anything.
Not like, that kind of movie, okay, kids? God, get your minds out of the gutter.
I wasn't even in that gutter. I was over here just like being a goober and thinking, what kind of movie?
What kind of movie? Oh my god, I love you.
Just like, like I wasn't even there, like at all. Like, oh my god, I wasn't. That's what she's saying, like at all. But we should no. I have this camera. We have the technology. We can build it. We have the technology. No, you know what we could film, or what you could help me film at the very least is my Don't Turn Around movie. Are you familiar with that one?
No. What is that? Sounds creepy.
All right, let me cough really quick. Actually, get some water before I talk for too
Drink some water, would you? Spit take time.
Okay, so I came up with this idea, where the concept was I just wanted to come up with a single location movie idea, where I was like, okay, it needs to take place in one location and only have a cast of one, me, because I'm the only person I know.
I'm the only person I know.
I'm the only person I know who will do stuff. Yeah. So I came with this idea where I get into my car and I'm like getting ready to start my car, and as I start my car, I see that there's a note taped to my steering wheel.
Oh god.
And I pick it up and I open it up and it says, "Don't turn around."
No thanks. No.
So I immediately turn around and I see in the back seat there's another note. Yeah. So I pick it up and I'm like, what is this? Like someone's messing with me, so I'm like, who did this? And I open it up and it's like, I told you not to turn around.
Oh, come on.
Now you're trapped. Yeah. So So what it would become is a series of notes and like weird clues and questions that make you think like, okay, is this like a prank? What's going on? And
Is
then
it a fun scavenger hunt to a birthday present?
it is not. Yeah. So what ends up happening is he goes through and he starts getting like increasingly more paranoid as it becomes the notes become more threatening as he's going through like the various places in the
I would
car.
totally help you film this.
Yeah.
And make this movie.
Yeah. So then
for sure.
Yeah. So then at the end, so Levi pitched, which by the way, I regret doing it this way. I'll never do anything this way again because it drives me crazy. I thought it would be a fun thing to be like, audience, I haven't come up with the ending of this yet. What do you guys think should happen? Because like that's so much fun for me to come up with. Why did I do it that way? But I didn't expect to actually want to do this idea. But then I was like, well, why wouldn't I do this idea? It's a perfect idea to film. Dang it. But anyway, I pitched the idea and Levi,
you brilliant person, you.
No, so Levi came up with the obvious answer, which is like the most the perfect ending to this story.
Let's hear it.
Which is the last note basically says you have to go put these notes in someone else's car or else.
What?
Yeah. So it becomes a chain.
Like, I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like it's a perfect circle. It doesn't have to be a long. It's a short film. It's just like a fun short film.
All right, guys. Well, we gotta end the podcast now because we have to film this movie. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. So
maybe we might still be filming.
Yeah, maybe. But I want to like I'd like to write that and like this is make it.
I love it. I think
it'd be quick. Easy.
It kind of reminds me of your other movie idea about being in the bathroom.
Oh, open the door.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you knew that one. Okay.
Yeah,
you told
me about that like a couple days ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that one.
I remember things. I pay attention. I like your brain. It's sexy.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, like I literally came up with those ideas in like the same week because I was trying to come up with single location. I like oh, and you already did these. Your quiz. And then best-selling author said this is so cool.
Justina, love you.
Okay, we did it.
We did it.
Okay, we answered all the questions. We freaking nailed it. How do you feel about the questions?
I feel like I answered them.
I feel like you did a really good job. So, okay, do you have any questions for me as like a writer, creator, or a couple, like boyfriend situation?
What? So you write a lot of different kinds of things.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to write? Like, out of all the things that you've written, how about that? There is a different way to phrase this. Of all the things you have written, what is your favorite?
Of all the things I've written, what is my favorite thing I've written? Good question. I don't know. Maybe Roommate from Hell. Kind of like
picking your favorite child.
Yeah, right? It's really hard. like maybe Roommate from Hell. Maybe
I love that. It's so good.
You have to read the rest
I want to see the pilot episode. Just make it already.
I know.
It's so good, Anthony. It's so good.
I love that one. I know I could punch it up, but like I like it. I love I really think it's fun.
That one scene, I don't even know the full thing, but that one scene you shared with me yesterday was just so brilliant. I love it.
Thank you. So for those of you who don't know, if you're watching this right now, thank you. First of all, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We'd really appreciate it. But I wrote a pilot for this animated show that I'd like to make a long time ago. And the concept is there's this obnoxious sort of young, like mid-20s, early 30s sort of guy who's stuck in like an Arrested Development situation where he's not really doing much with his life, and he's living with his friends who are trying to have an actual life and relation, like they have kids and like real jobs and everything. So he's living with them and kind of making a mess, so they end up having to kick him out. But instead of just kicking him out and throwing him to the street, they find him a work from home or like live in job situation with someone. And so he goes to this place, and it's like all he has to do is be this guy's assistant, follow a certain series of steps in order to like earn his place, his bed and his room and board and such. So he goes, and when he signs the lease, his bed and breakfast, he earns his bed and breakfast. So he earns his bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
So he signs the lease, and when he does, he very quickly learns that this isn't just a normal guy. It's actually a demon of some sort, and he signed away his soul. So if he breaks the lease, he loses his soul to this demon. And
I love this idea.
So he has to live with this demon. He's trying to figure out what the heck to do. He has to do everything he says because he's now his assistant by law, by contract, so he's stuck. And it would become like this fun competition of who can get the other to break the lease, because if he can get the demon to break the lease, he's free. So that's all. And it's like a fun, comedy series.
Yeah.
And I was really excited to write it, and it's one of my favorite things I've written. It has a lot of
really good.
It has a lot of my favorite like little jokes in it and stuff. And it's great.
I'm just thinking about the scene
with the I Love Paul.
I Love Paul.
Yeah. I'd love to make that. It's just one of those things where it's like, it would be time consuming and or expensive. Like if I didn't have to go to work, I could just spend, hours, like 5-6 hours working on that every day. And it wouldn't take that long to make it, but you don't just magically have that time in the resource. So it's like,
not yet.
Yeah. Well, it'll happen eventually. But we'll see. So I have that. The other thing that I really like is table scraps, of course.
I love table scraps. It's so good.
It's so silly.
It's really good. It's not just silly though. Like don't diminish it and like distill it down to that. It's not just silly. There's a lot of like really, really cool and interesting concepts in there, and there's a lot of like heavy stuff in there and emotional. Like you heard me, like I was reading it while he was editing this podcast a couple weeks ago, and I'm just sitting there having such visceral reactions to the characters. So I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like so angry at this one character in particular because she is such a bitch and I hate her. Anyway, I love table scraps. It's so good.
What about you? What's your favorite thing that you've written?
I Know What I Saw.
Yeah,
hands
down.
Yeah,
you've been saying that since you wrote it. Like,
well, that book, first of all, like I was in the middle of writing my series when I came up with that idea, and I hung on to it for over a year. And I was like, I'm not gonna write it until I'm done with the series. And the minute I finished Unhinged, I was like, okay, now I get to write this book. And it happened in 17 days.
Yeah.
I wrote the first draft in 17 days.
I love that.
And it was so, and like, I hate saying this about my own writing because it's like it just makes me feel icky, but it's so good, you guys. It's a great book. It's really fun. Everyone who has read it has been like, this is great. Like, but yeah, it's awesome. It's such a fun read. And like, who doesn't like Bigfoot?
Right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Bigfoot?
It's amazing.
Yeah. So you also write a lot of poetry, and like beautifully, of course. And like it's I love poetry. You have like you've obviously found a sort of like format that works for you with poetry, and it feels like both stream of consciousness, but also very formulaic in a way, but not in a bad way. I just mean like, in the sense that like a sonnet has certain rules, a haiku has certain rules. You have a certain like beat poetry, like slam poetry style.
Well, I was a slam poet for a while, and I did that, for a long time. And I was this close to getting into nationals, but I dismissed it by a hair.
But like, I love your poems. And like it feels like when I read your poems, it feels like it's evolved over time. Like you can see like that, how that voice has been, cultivated, and it's nice, and like you're really good at it.
So much.
So in addition to like your novels and stuff, do you have any thoughts of like making poetry books or like putting anything out or doing anything like that?
I had one that I made, and to be honest, I didn't like it that much. No.
Which part of it don't you like? What do you mean?
It felt a little like I felt like I was rushing it, like just to like make something, and like
I think that's easy with poetry books, because I feel like people think like, oh well, now that I have 20 poems, I can just make a book. Like, why not? And you put a book out.
And I did write them intentionally as like a collection to go together, because it's kind of like, it's almost like a memoir.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it's really depressing, and it's just like it's too much.
God. Hang on, I'm sorry. That reminded me, when you said memoir, you reminded me of my idea about the parting lips. And oh my God, we should do that. Okay, so So I have this idea about like a memoir of like visionettes, where it's
yeah, I
So
remember
like
you were telling me this.
I
Yes.
want to do something where I talk about first and last kisses, or it's like this is my first kiss and my last kiss,
And
and
the
this is my
last first kiss.
and then I wanted to do that with you, whereas like I like we tell these stories and you can tell your stories and like like shift them, and then like the last one
We should totally do that.
we can, and then it would be
Totally do
called
it.
Parting Lips.
Yes.
It's perfect,
Yes.
right?
I love that.
So it's like first kiss, last kiss, first kiss, last kiss, last first kiss.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Nailed it.
Like freaking
doing
like
it. Oh, that was a sexy high five. You all heard that.
So it's such a good, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would be such a good thing to work on together at some point.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
And we have such a fun story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. How cute you are, God.
How cute you are.
I'm gonna edit all this. I'm getting
No,
this is gonna be a 2-minute episode.
No.
We're not answering a single question.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, we should probably get out of here. What time is it? 9 o'clock already?
Yeah,
okay.
It's 9 o'clock. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Okay, we should get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that my co-host Stephen Todd wasn't here this week, but thank you so much, KT Carlisle, for joining me.
I love being here. I love you, and I love you guys. So
yeah,
thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, freaking thank you. And know that I'm sorry that I'm so bad at posting all of the audio. I try, but I really do. Like, we focus on the YouTube and the videos and stuff. We want people to subscribe if they can and like the videos and comment and such, and just like it helps us a little bit.
How could you not want to see this handsome face? Look at this handsome face.
What are you doing to me? It's good pizza. You're good pizza. You're good pizza. But thank you. What do you want to say? Anything, people? Where can they find you on the social medias?
Yeah, it's mainly on Twitter. If you go to @KT_Carlisle, CARLISLE, that is me. You can go to www.ktcarlisle.com. You can find me on Amazon. Just search my books.
Yeah. I'll post all the links below.
Important to note, if you do buy my books, all the proceeds go to the National Hotline for Domestic Violence. So I don't keep any of the money from my sales. All goes towards helping women get out of really tricky, bad situations. So
yeah, that's such an incredible thing that you're doing. Do you have a plan as far as like when you give the donate the money? Like, is it? How does it work?
On the 1st of every month, I'm gonna just do that.
Awesome.
So October 1st is going to be my first donation. It's looking to be almost $1,600. So
yes,
because I have calculated all my earnings over the past year and realized it was like close to 1,500. So I'm just going to give all that back, and then this month was around like $30 in sales. So I don't do a lot every month, but
okay. So if you're out there and you haven't read Kitty's books, just go and get them now. You have get those books.
Get them for your friends.
Get them for your friends. Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
That's right. It's coming around the corner. But yeah, no, that's incredible. You're amazing. But thank you so much for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I love doing this with you.
Love you.
Do anything with you.
Thank you. But thank you all. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week when my co-host is back, and we're going to fix this dang show and get 1 billion views.
A billion
views. You'll see. But thank you so much.
See.
But we'll see you next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm KT Carlisle.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Just say boom.
Oh, boom.
Nailed it.
I stole your boom. I stole your boom, Steven.
I stole your boom. All right.
And I spilled coffee on the floor. I'll see myself out. This is the last episode. No! Now you're rolling the coffee around on the floor.
No!
Are you this is how we get ants.
You want ants?
You want ants?
I love you.
I love you. It's all over me. That's what she said. Okay.
She's just making fun of me the whole time.
Okay, I'm Anthony. Okay.
This way. Yeah, like that. That's better. You look good.
You look good.
You look so good.
You look good.
You look so good.
Handsome and sexy.
You're so pretty.
Love
Look
you.
at you. It's very soon for that. You can't just throw out words like that if you don't mean them. You know this.
Feel the same way. Don't even lie. Marry me.
I will. She asked me to marry her. You saw it. It's on camera. That's it. That was the proposal.
That's it. Happened. Mazel.
Well, hi.
Mazel to us.
Okay, let's see. So cute. Oh, you're so cute. Look at you.
I love you.
I love you so much. All right. You're a good pizza.
You're a good pizza. This gif of Bob's butt is everything. Thanks, Levi.
All right. I'm gonna drink this real quick.
Okay.